What is up, guys? I'm here to talk about how every business can start utilizing chatbots to start creating more revenue. So if you want me to personally help you build your business through chatbots, just give me an emoji below, comment an emoji, and I will follow up with you and see how we can help you get rolling with chatbots. I'm so excited about this because I had literally over the last couple of days, I was going through my inbox and responding to all of the influx of messages from people who wanted me to start building chatbots for them, or they want to start implementing it. And it's so amazing. I'm so grateful for all of that. But what I want to really share with those of you who are on the fence is how you guys can start implementing it for yourselves. Because I think as business owners or as marketers, we're constantly looking for ways to grow our business, right? Or we're constantly looking for ways to grow our revenue. And so what this can do is be a way that not only can you sell more products, right, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's an amazing way to reach more people and impact more people. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you guys are here, drop a comment. Let me know who's watching below, and then also drop your niche, your industry, if you guys have a business, and then I'll share with you how it can actually be integrated for you, or whatever market you're working with, right? If you are a marketer, drop whatever typical industry you work with, and we can talk about how these things actually can help people. Because a challenge that comes up with a lot of people and a lot of marketers is that they have to create different funnels for different industries and different niches for different niches. And what I love about chatbots is that they can really be applied to everything, right? They can be applied to every industry, right? So let's just go through the basic ones. A lot of you guys know that I work very closely with the real estate industry. And so real estate agents, one challenge for them is they hate qualifying their leads, right? Because a lot of times the leads that they get from Zillow or the leads that they get from Realtor.com, they're not exclusive, right? They're not exclusive leads. They're not the only ones who are hounding down these leads. And then also the oftentimes the lead, when they were putting in their information or they're putting in they're asking to be contacted, there's no real connection with that agent yet, right? And so what they end up turning into is it ends up turning into a cold call for that real estate agent. And real estate agents, they hate following up with these people because it's like pulling teeth when they'll make 100 calls and only 3 of them will actually convert into, a conversation or convert into an appointment. So sometimes those 100 phone calls could take hours and hours and hours to be able to, actually execute. And then that's why a lot of agents don't actually end up doing it. But what if you could have a system? What if you could have a software? What if you could have a chatbot that would actually go through, have these basic conversations with these people at the beginning, and then find out which ones are actually interested and which ones are motivated to actually buy a house? Wouldn't that be a lot more beneficial, right? Wouldn't that be a lot easier? Wouldn't that be a lot more helpful for you, right? If you think about a dentist, if you think about a doctor, right, a chiropractor, they're always trying to schedule more patients in, right? They're always trying to schedule new people in. But one of the biggest problems with businesses these days is front office, receptionists and front office management, because those people aren't trained and those people don't have those businesses don't have the right systems in place to actually capitalize and turn those leads into appointments, and not only turn those leads into appointments, but turn those appointments into sales and upsales, right? So what's great about this, chatbots is that now, what if you had someone who was the best receptionist, right? Was amazing at follow-up because they never forgot, right? Was amazing at being able to remember all the things that they're supposed to say, can schedule people right there on the spot, can remind them to come in, can actually take a survey for, of how it went afterwards. There's all these different options that businesses can do. So let's see here. I'm curious. I don't know if anybody's thrown down their industry here. Let's see if we can talk. Hey, Donna, I love that you guys are tuning in. So Derek says restaurants and dentists. So let's talk about restaurants. I know a lot of people are using these to obviously schedule reservations, right? This is an easy thing that usually takes a phone call. But here's the thing. Remember, 41% of millennials, 41% of the largest buying demographic is totally fine communicating through text or SMS. And so what that means is that they do not care about talking on the phone. So to call and make a reservation is like, oh, like you have to take time out of your day. Wouldn't it be easier if you can send that restaurant a message and that restaurant could actually respond and could actually get what time you guys are coming in, how many guests are coming in, and if you guys have any extra, things that the manager needs to know. And then it goes, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to take all that information and we're going to confirm it with the manager, and then the manager will contact you if there's any issues. And then what the chatbot can do is the chatbot can take that information, send it to the manager in an email or in a text or in a spreadsheet or whatever it is. It can look at it can collect all the information. It can collect the phone number. It can collect the email. It can collect all that information, right? So it has all that info. And then if the person wants to be able to get in contact with that customer, because maybe there's a problem with the reservation, maybe they need to clarify something, well, now they can go back and follow up with them individually. So the great thing is that the chatbot can actually take them all the way through the process, right? Now, I know some restaurants that are already having people order through their chatbot. They're paying through their chatbot, and then the chatbot will actually deliver a message to the back, right, to the cooks, that will tell them what to order and tell them what table and everything like that. And the waitresses will just carry out the food, and then that's all that it takes for the restaurant to run. So what this is doing is this is dramatically reducing the amount of cost that it's required to run a business, right? So that's huge. So Sarah says gyms and personal trainers. Okay, I've actually worked with quite a few of gyms and personal trainers. Now, the one thing about the gym and personal trainers is that they have to it's a big commitment, to actually get somebody to show up to a gym, right? It's actually a big commitment to get somebody to take action, right? For whatever reason, because they're not just doing it from their home oftentimes. They have to actually show up. So what we have done in the past is we've created a follow-up sequence and a follow-up funnel. So once they come into the chatbot, we're able to ask them questions. Hey, have you had experience? What are your goals? What are you looking to do? Okay, cool. Now that we've got your goals, all right, awesome. Well, here are our offerings. Here are our services. Here's what we do. Here's what we can provide, blah, blah, blah. It'll allow them, hey, which class do you want to come into? Do you want to come into Monday's class? Do you want to come into Tuesday's class? Do you want to come into Wednesday's class? What day do you want to come in, right? Here's the time. Okay, cool, great, send any follow-up. And then once they pick the time, well, what you can do is you can now, you can follow up with them. So you can send them testimonial videos. You can say, hey, here's a little stretching tip. I mean, there's so many different things, but the education aspect to actually get them in is so helpful, right? Not to mention that if you have people who haven't actually committed yet, who haven't registered, well, you know that because the chatbot can actually track who is already signed up, right, and who's already registered. So if they haven't registered, you can just continue to follow up with them until they either unsubscribe, which is totally fine, that's okay, or until they come in. So it's not just like a it's a website and an autoresponder all in one, right? So Lori says media and education. So Lori, I'm curious, Lori, if you can go into education a little bit more. I would love to know a little bit more about specifically where education. But here's how I see it. Because not only, I've been talking a lot, I'm a marketer, guys. I love marketing. That's just what I do. But not only are chatbots great for marketing, they're also amazing for internal communication, right? Because aren't they constantly wondering what is the assignments? Aren't they constantly wondering when are things due? Aren't they constantly wondering what the grades are, what the events are that are coming up, when, and so what if, instead of logging into this complicated server and system that cost hundreds and thousands of dollars to operate, right? Like some of these really complicated, grading systems are, well, what if you could just integrate a chatbot that could allow the mom to say, hey, what's the homework for Monday, right? What's the homework for Tuesday? Or could go in there and see what are the upcoming events and can see the schedule. Or they could go in there and it can access, the grades, right? If you can, hook it up to the server if you want to be able to use it. So all of these things are capable, right? In terms of education. It also is great feedback. So it's a great communication tool, right? Because a lot of times the communication with the teacher and the student ends at the school, right? So it's like, hey, we'll see you tomorrow, little Johnny. Well, what if there was a chatbot and the chatbot could actually notify the teacher that says, hey, little Johnny has a question about his homework, and it gives her a little notification. And she doesn't have to respond, But if she can, at least she knows that little Johnny's having a problem with his homework, so that when little Johnny goes in the next day, he's not like, oh my goodness, I just didn't do the homework. It's like, no, I tried. I was like, here's my question. I sent it to you last night, right? Like, there were so many times where it was just like, I looked like a fuck up because I didn't know how to do the problem, and I didn't have a way to communicate with the teacher in a way that didn't directly go to her cell phone, or didn't, require me to be, so these communication methods are also not only the external, like marketing, but you can also communicate internally, as well. So that's huge. Hopefully that helps a little bit, as well. So Juan says tech, training, consulting, and digital transformation. So if you guys understand funnels, right? And by the way, I'm going to make a little ask right here, by the way, guys. If this is valuable, okay, and you guys are watching this, I'm going to ask that you take your finger or your thumb, and you just hit the like button. If you wanted to hit the love button, that's awesome too. But just grab this, and just, if this is valuable, I'm going to make a quick little ask. And hit the like button, because that just helps the good old algo. All right. So what are we talking about here? What were we talking about? We were talking about tech, training, consulting, right? So if people understand funnels, right? Funnels are what's great about funnels is that they are translatable, they're convertible, they are they're kind of, I want to call them undying, right? And what I mean by that is that a funnel is always going to be that. There's always going to be, now that the internet's here, you're going to have to find out. And it was always like this, right? You got to find out about a business, and then you got to, like, see what they're about. You got to kind of make a little commitment to, like, learn about them. And then usually you buy something low, and then, you spend a little bit more if things go well. And there's always going to be that funnel aspect of it, right? And so for chatbots, it's like, if there's a funnel, a chatbot is just the most magical way of delivering that funnel. I think about it like, if a funnel, 1.0 is through email, funnel 8.0 is through Messenger, because it allows this integration, and it allows this interactivity. It allows this personalization that was never really possible before, right? Because with emails, it was kind of a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, right? So that's kind of the difference in terms of consulting, right? Like, whatever funnel that you guys are running, right? Like, you can run it through a chatbot. And the great thing is that you can actually screen people. You can qualify people. You can actually survey people. You can deliver, all that stuff, right? So that's huge. Guys, I'm going to ask, what are your guys' questions about chatbots here? And, what do you think, like, what industries do you guys have questions with in terms of how can it help, either your clients or you? Throw those questions down there, and I'll see if I can answer them. So, Donna, for vets, right? Like, once again, like, vets, they probably have a website, and their website is probably awful, right? And the reason is because it's very, very archaic. A lot of times they are, they're just like, and this is most. Now, you might have designed your vet's website and it might look amazing, but most of these kind of practice-based businesses don't really have a very functional website, and it's not a website that is very helpful or very, what's the word I'm looking, right? It's just a lot of times they're not very functional. Not very good, frankly. And what a chatbot can do is a chatbot can provide all that same information that they do on the website, phone numbers, hours, services, different types of things that they provide, right? FAQs, frequently asked questions. Like, I think about, what if you're veterinarian, they could answer basic questions. Hey, my dog, this is happening with my dog, and I can go on there and get the quick little answer, right? As opposed to having to sift through all of this, uncurated and maybe not incorrect information online, right? So, to be able to offer those types of FAQs. And then the great thing about it is that now you can follow up with them. Hey, why don't you come get, your teeth cleaned, or all the upsells are possible now too, right? So that's the way that I think that your vet can use it as well. What's going on, Mike? I appreciate it. Mike is actually someone who I know we are maybe in talks with. I don't know, Mike. I'm going to throw you on the spot right here, but I'm going to tell a story, because Mike actually realizes the potential for his business, but frankly doesn't want to take the time to build them himself. And I don't blame him, because bots are kind of a deep well themselves. And so there are agencies like myself, and the one I've built. Actually, I don't know if there's agencies like ours that will build bots for other marketers, right? It's like, we're not just building it. We've built plenty of bots for clients of ours, but we also realize that there's a lot of marketers who are like, damn, I don't know bots. I don't know how to use this stuff. I don't know how to create it. And frankly, I don't want to take the time to go through and do it all. And so we will actually, if you have clients that you want to implement messenger marketing with and you want to implement a chatbot for, we will actually do it for you. So just comment white label, because that's what we're calling it. Comment white label and we'll do it for you. Or just white. I think is kind of weird maybe, but comment white, and that's easier. Make it easy for you. White label, whatever it is. But basically, it'll look like yours. It'll look like your bot, and you'll be like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, we've got this really cool thing we're implementing. It's called messenger marketing. It's going to streamline your funnel. It's going to actually reduce your cost per lead. It's going to provide a way for us to be able to interact and communicate with them much more. You're going to be able to get a lot more data. And we'll also, if we keep using it, can turn into a reputation management system, because it's not just a marketing system. What's also great is with one button, you can prompt them to also give you a review on Facebook, Google, or Yelp. So it also is a reputation management system that you can utilize to find out who is having a great experience, and you can prompt them to review. And it's also great for finding out who didn't have a good experience and prompting them to find out what happened, and you can fix it, right? So in that regard, it's also helpful as well. So Lori says, can you give an example of how you use funnel and chatbots in your real estate firm? Yeah, so what we do is we, for our real estate clients, right, we've built chatbots for our real estate clients, and a lot of real estate, it's like a lot of people in what's the word I'm looking for? In the real estate space, leads are, it's tough it's such a long buying process, and it's such a large buying process. Like, if you understand high ticket sales, it's the highest of the highest ticket, right? Because this might be a purchase that people only make 1 or 2 times or 3 times in their life, if that, right? I'd love to see what the average number of, times a person buys a house in their life. It's not a lot. And so the challenge is about sifting and sorting to actually find the ones that are ready to buy a house like soon, right? Because a lot of times people start looking, but they might not be they might be looking years in advance, right? They don't just want to get ready. Well, the challenge for a real estate agent is they don't have the time necessarily to figure out, or they don't have the time to call all of these people and figure out which ones are actually motivated right now and which ones are actually, just kind of looky-loos, right? For lack of a better term. And so what the chatbot can do is the chatbot can actually ask them questions and ask, hey, when are you looking to buy? When are you looking to sell? Soon? Really later? Really in a long time, right? Next year, next month, you can ask them this, and you can put them into appropriate follow-up sequences as well. And so this is just an amazing opportunity that you guys can do to really pre-qualify and find out which ones are already motivated to take action. So Juan says, does the chatbot replace the funnel, or will you use both together and the bot the concierge to walk through the process? Yes, Juan, that's exactly it. The bot is the delivery method of the funnel, right? The funnel is still there. You still have your free, your free opt-in. Then you still have your low entry offer, and then you still have your high ticket offer, and then you still have, you still have this funnel of walking people through it. However, the chatbot is the delivery system. So that's huge, right? That's huge. Lori says, I need to be a customer. Okay. Cool. So guys, if you guys have questions about this, or you guys want to get involved, if you guys want us to build it, right, and you're ready, and obviously they're not cheap, okay? But if you guys want us to build it, comment white, right, or white label or something like that, and we'll get in touch with you. Or if you guys want to start building these for yourselves, right, you just want to learn how to build it, hop on the free training. The link's in the description there, and we will we'll go over it on Friday, and I'll show you how to do it for yourself. Actually, we've been building live bots on every single training that I've done for the last several weeks, so we might as well just do it again as well. Dot says, whatever I'm selling, I want to buy. I appreciate that, Dot. So it depends on what you're ready to invest. So if you guys just want to learn this and kind of want to be a DIY, obviously that's less of an investment because it's going to be more of your time that's involved. But if you guys want to do it, we call it the DFY, right? If you want it done for you, we can do that too. So Dot, I'll have my partner follow up with you as well. White like a panda hat. John, okay, cool. I will, Doc, can you send your notes that I'm using to give the presentation? I have 0 notes on this presentation, Doc. This is all out of my head. I wish I had notes for you. I have my goals written in front of me from this morning that I was planning, but I have goals around. I wish I could show you. I don't. This is just. I don't know. I've just been spending time working with bots for much of the last year as well. So that's where it comes from. Anyways, who's still on? If you guys are still here, throw any questions down there if you guys have any specifics about where, how to use it for a specific kind of audience. Let's see here. I'm going to help Lori as well. My business provides curriculums for K-12 educators, food service providers, right? The state or agency websites are so crowded. Okay, so what I think about this, Lori, is this is a very, obviously it's a B2B kind of space, right? So, in that kind of regard, what's cool is that the chatbots are a very integrated, it's like experiencing the marketing, right? So you can put up everything that you provide. Here are our services. Here are different packages. Here are the different things that we offer. And while they're swiping around, click and click and click, and they're saying, oh, this is what you provide, it's just having a conversation with your bot, right? But the cool thing for you is that you're able to track that, right? So that at a certain point, they can have what I call an accelerator button, right? But basically, you just have a way for them to take it to the next level, and they say, all right, I'm ready, right? Like similar to the way that I had you guys comment today, they go, all right, I'm ready. I want to take it to the next step, and the bot can actually ask them, okay, cool, what's the phone number? So that I can have Lori Jean follow up with you and get you all the information that you need, right? And until they're ready, you can just get them more information. Okay, well, cool. Here's a little video that we put together about our recent success story. Here's a testimonial that recently came out from somebody who, is working with us, right? You can deliver to drip them information, and it doesn't have to be like, do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Right? It can be like, hey, there's always options. It's always there because it's just hanging out, and they can hit the button, and that way it doesn't feel forced on them, right? So that's what I would say about that. John says, I've built one for my chocolate business, but need someone to finish it for Easter sales. Yeah, John, we can definitely help. We've actually worked with different things in the e-commerce space. So we'd probably chat with you a little bit about your demographics and stuff like that, and we'd probably jump in. So that's coming up though, right? I know Easter is coming up, so I'll have my partner follow up with you guys because he's the one who kind of handles the sales aspect of it and kind of walks through what the packaging and pricing and things that are. But if you guys want to learn this for yourself, right? We've got D.I.Y. Okay, go sign up. I hate. It's a strong word. I shouldn't use 2 call to actions, but it really is a matter of where you are and what you're looking for in your business. If you guys want to learn how to DIY and do it yourself, register for the training up above, and we'll teach you how to do it on Friday, and we'll show you once again effectively how to implement these into a chatbot, right? And then the last thing is if you want us to do this for you, just comment white label, and I will have my partner follow up with y'all as well. So you guys are amazing. I love all you. Have an amazing Tuesday, and we'll see you later.